If you were to put your finger on it, so many have looked at what has happened in your career over what is now, I guess, the last 16 or 17 games since you became the starter there. If you were to put your finger on the one reason why you think it has been so good for you in Tennessee, why it feels as though it has turned for you in the way it has, what would that reason be?
I think it's tough to put it on one thing. I think um, I've been through a lot in my career, a lot of ups and downs, and learned from all those experiences, whether good or bad. And I think kind of brought me to where I'm at now, feeling really confident in the guys around me. I think that helps. It's a great organization, great coaches who put us in good positions to go out and execute each and every week. Then obviously we have a bunch of playmakers on the field that are believing in each other and confident that we're going to find a way to win no matter what happens.
Yeah, and obviously one of those is that big fella behind you. Help settle an argument for me here. So we got into a debate this morning on TV. Ryan Tannehill could be the MVP of the league this year, and Derrick Henry could be the MVP of the league this year. So I'm asking you, who's the MVP of the Titans right now?
I got to give it to Derek. I'm not a guy who's going to vote for myself, and I have a ton of respect and love Derek. He does a lot for us. Yesterday was huge on the stat sheet, but he's been huge for us all year, whether he had 200 yards or not. Just the impact he has on the game, the ability to not only make the tough yards inside, which you see a lot of big backs do, but he has, as you're seeing now, the speed to take it 95 plus yards anytime he touches the ball, which I think is what makes him extremely rare.
Ryan, we talk about how a running game is the quarterback's best friend, but as the quarterback, how would you put into words what it is like to have that guy in your backfield?
Well, it's huge. It's obviously the foundation of our offense. What we like to do each and every week is get the run game going and play off of that with different looks in the pass game and play action. So, it's huge to have that kind of talent behind me, and obviously he kind of sets the tone for us on the ground.
Ryan Tannehill of the Titans is with me here on ESPN Radio. It's unfortunately not all good news, as I'm sure you're aware. Taylor Lewan just posted a short time ago that he does indeed need surgery on his ACL. What will that? What is it that will do to your team now? Losing him, what is the significance of that for your offense going forward?
It's definitely a blow. I mean, Taylor, anchored down that left side at the tackle position for us. And he does a great job for us, not only in the run game, but also pass protecting. So, losing him as a guy who's plays at a high level week in and week out. He's done it for a long time, and is one of our leaders in the offensive line. So to lose a guy like that is tough and is going to be hard to replace. But Ty Sambrill has stepped in several times for us over the course of the season. Taylor's been out a few times for whether it be a few plays, or in Minnesota he was out for 3/4 of the game. So Ty's come in and done a really good job for us, and we're excited to have a guy like him to be able to step up and fill that role for us.
Hopefully it's able to work out starting this weekend in what will be a very, very anticipated showdown with Pittsburgh, also unbeaten. I know that you're just coming off yesterday's win. Have you had a chance to start looking ahead? What are your initial thoughts as you and the Steelers, the last two unbeatens in the AFC, get set to go head-to-head this weekend?
Yeah, I have a ton of respect for Pittsburgh. As you probably know, we were supposed to play them a few weeks ago before the whole COVID debacle.
Mm-hmm.
So got a good look at them a few weeks ago as it was a game plan for them, expecting to play them, like I said, a couple weeks ago. So a lot of respect to their front, extremely talented, put a lot of pressure in the run game and the pass game, just being disruptive up front. And they have a great secondary back end to go along with it. So a ton of respect for this defense. We're definitely going to have to go out and execute well for 4 quarters to come out with a win.
I'll say this. I was watching their game at the same time as your game yesterday. If you don't look at yesterday's film if you want to feel good about things, their defense was dominant in their performance yesterday. Ryan Tannehill is with me. Let's do something here. Take my listeners a place we could never normally go. As I watched your last drive, after you completed the pass and the clock is ticking down, all of us on the couch in my house are yelling, "Clock it, clock it." You very definitively did not clock it. You went into a shotgun and you clearly were running a play. How does that come about? That's obviously something that comes from practice. If you would, what is that entire sequence like there, and when does the decision get made that you are not going to clock the ball, but instead going to throw the ball in the end zone?
Yeah, it's a situation that, like you said, we practiced several times over the course of training camp and during the season. Coach Vrabel does a great job of putting us in those type of situations multiple times in practice, so we get lots of reps at it. And the thought there is to get 2 shots at the end zone. You clock it. You're down to probably only 1 shot of being able to put the ball in the end zone from the 8-yard line. So if you're able to take that shot there, instead of clocking it, you get higher percentage chance of making a play.
When is that decision made? I'm just curious. Is that something that's being delivered into your helmet? Like, when is that decision made, and how is that communicated to you?
Yeah, Arthur was calling that in. As soon as we completed and we're down inbounds with the clock running late there, just a few ticks on the clock. Arthur's calling that in to me. I'm communicating that to the O-line and the receivers, and then we made it happen.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.